Joining us here on SSPTV News, we have Trooper Peters back from State Police Troop N, and thank you for joining us here on set. We want to focus our attention today a little bit about kids' safety at home. What are some challenges that you are seeing with children being home, and how can we give them some tips on staying safe? Some kids that are home don't feel safe in the house. So if we can talk a little bit about those topics here and enlighten our viewers on how to get help.
Yeah, I mean, there's many challenges that I think teenagers have faced before the pandemic.
Yes.
And they're just magnified during the pandemic. You understand that more technology, again, is a great thing, but it's also can be a curse at times, where now it's a new social avenue for predators that you normally would see. We have that long talk about don't talk to strangers, don't take candy from whatever. Well, now these individuals are behind a screen, and they're communicating via video games and chats that kids think they're going on innocently to talk with their friends, and they're encountering these individuals that have led to things. But one of the things that we really talked about during the pandemic was the increase in what we felt to be domestic violence and child abuse situations. Where are these individuals reporting? Kids aren't in school, where teachers are mandated reporters, and if a child is being abused, see those signs, see those psychological signs of withdrawal from a child, that they'd be able to maybe talk to the child and get the information and call Childline. Well, now everything's virtual, so they're maybe not seeing those aspects from a child. If there's communication with their teacher via virtual or some type of information source that they can provide, put it out there, and we can physically have a conversation and see if there's any signs of physical abuse to be able to help them. And domestic abuse would be the same.
When you look at child abuse and you see all these cases of what is happening in some of these homes that look like pristine homes on the outside, and when you go into the home where a child is not able to leave their room or is not being fed, and people cannot tell if a child is being neglected if they never see that child come out of the house. Right.
I mean, it's a great point when you talk about the malnourished. And I mean, again, there's a lot of great agencies in this area and around that provide for people that don't have means, even more so now with more people needing assistance. So, I just really quick tidbit is get to those services. Find a way to get food for your children. You're right, all different ages, a sibling. In a lot of cases they sometimes see is that the sibling themselves was abused. But for whatever reason didn't report it. And then until maybe the younger sibling says something to them, that sort of sparks that older sibling to come forward as well, because they're trying to protect that younger sibling. But yeah, definitely, and don't let it prolong. Don't be afraid to come forward. I know that's easier said than done to the victim that has to remain in that house. There are services out there to help you get back on and be able to take down the abuser.
Now, you mentioned also not only child abuse, but also domestic violence. What are some things they can do to get out of that situation if they're, some people are both working at home?
Sure. For a lot of cases, it's a moment of opportunity because obviously that abuser has that control over them. It's now both of them working at home, it's even more intense. There is no break. But it works off of fear. A lot of individuals, and that's not the only reason, financially they don't feel they're strong enough, or they've been beaten down emotionally that they don't feel strong enough. There are many agencies out there, domestic violence agencies, victim services in the county, any type of agency you can to, you have signs of physical abuse, 911. In some cases, just calling 911 and saying, I live here, my husband's beating me up. I can tell you the state police, you hang up that phone, 911, we're still coming to your house. And we can assess you from there. If you have any signs of recent abuse on your face and we're listening to you, it's automatic. Any sign of physical abuse,
I guess it's really coming to terms with making the call or taking action. If you're being abused, if you're a child at home, please reach out to one of your teachers. If you are being if you have domestic violence in the home, reach out. We have technology now, send a text, send something, send an alert to get that help you need.
Yeah, we hope them to be strong. That's what we need them to be, because obviously their abuser has rendered them to a state where they feel helpless and they don't feel strong enough to do that. And I'm hoping we can encourage them to stay strong and make that call and save yourself.
Very good. Thanks for joining us here on SSPTV News.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Frankie's Pizzeria, located at 3739 Wyoming Street in Hazleton. Every Friday night is all-you-can-eat crab legs from 5 until 8 p.m. Reservations are suggested. You can call 570-454-6000 to make a reservation or for more information.